You and your family have come to a strange new land, far from the comforts of civilization. What new life will you manage to make for yourself in this untamed wilderness? Will you survive and prosper, drawing your bounty from its fields and its streams? Or will you fade away, consumed by the merciless winter, like so many other banished souls? Banished is a management and simulation game where the goal is to build a thriving settlement for your nomadic people in the middle of a barren wilderness. At the start of each game, your few citizens are plopped down in the middle of a map filled with rivers, trees, and mountains, and given a few supplies with which to start their town. Your job is to lay down blueprints on the map, such as homes or workshops, and then assign citizens to jobs so that they can produce goods or harvest resources. The game has a seasons cycle, with activities such as farming only being available during the spring and summer cycles, and the challenge is to make sure that your citizens each have a home as well as enough stockpiles of food and firewood to survive the cold winter months. As your settlement grows, you'll want to add new buildings to expand the types of resources that you have access to. Logging camps will provide you with lumber, but need wide open spaces in order to operate. Mines can provide you with coal or iron, but need to be built next to mountains. So in order to get these new resources, you'll need to plan so that you can organize your settlement properly. Once your economy is up and running, you'll be able to set up trading posts. These will allow you to barter goods so that you can acquire new types of crops and livestock. From there, you can build orchards and pastures, which take time to set up but can eventually produce large amounts of food and materials. Finally, once all the basic necessities have been met, you can turn your attention to improving your settlement, either by upgrading houses or providing additional structures such as churches or taverns where your citizens can rest and relax. And that, as far as explanation goes, is pretty much all there is to the game. Banished is, in a word, straightforward. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way, in that it's overly simplistic or easy. No, it's just that there's nothing unnecessary that's been added to its formula. Banished is a game that you can play for maybe an hour and see everything that it has to offer. There's nothing that needs to be unlocked. There's nothing that will surprise you. Everything in it has a very obvious purpose. You build homes for people to live in. You build farms to produce food. You chop firewood for fuel. You can build roads in order to help your citizens get around town better, but even those are not required. I don't even think there's a supply chain that has more than 2 steps. Every structure you build, every job you assign has a concrete and obvious purpose. One of the results of all this is that Banished has a very smooth difficulty curve. That your greatest challenge is the challenge of scale. You know, that once you've built a prosperous town, your population will naturally start to expand, which means that you'll need to build more homes, that you'll need to look for more resources such as stone and iron, that you'll need to provide more food, which requires building more farms and diversifying farms so that you are more resistant to famine and disease. There are disasters such as fires or tornadoes, but again, their effects are very straightforward, and the buildings that they destroy will have to be rebuilt. One of the big themes of the management genre of games is creating efficiency, and to that effect, I have to say that Banished is one of the most efficient management games I've ever seen. It's so intuitive. All of the information you need is presented in a concise and direct format. And because of that, I would give the game 4 out of 4 stars. There's no surprise, but there's also no disappointment. It's one of the most convenient management games that I've ever had the pleasure to play. I would easily recommend it to any fans of the genre. In fact, I would even go further and recommend it to anybody who's entirely new to the genre, as Banished is incredibly easy to just pick up and play. No cutscenes, it has simple tutorials, it even has an in-game glossary. You can learn everything you need to know within the first hour. Alright, thanks for listening. Now be gone. I banish you to the wilderness. Good luck out there.